everyone. Welcome to our Distance Learning Culture Night. Thank you for joining us today. Before we get started, we're going to be having both the Filipino and American national anthem sung by Aliah, Austria, and I. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Bayang magiliw, pelas ng silang-anan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinilang, tiyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bangka, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglaing minamahal, ang kisat ng watawad mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di magdidilim, lupang ng araw ng ruwan, hatid pagsinta, buhay ang langit sa piling mo, aming ligaya na pag may mag-aapi, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Wonderful job done by Marcus Frazier and Aliah, Austria. Hello everyone, my name is Maui Wabi. I'm currently one of the co-presidents of the Philam Club, and here to join me today is the other co-president, Marcus Frazier.
Hi everyone, my name is Marcus Frazier. I'm the other co-president of the Philam Club, and we would just like to thank all of the classes for their hard work. And even though they were faced with numerous obstacles during the pandemic, we were able to come together as a whole and put these videos together for Culture Night.
The classes have worked so hard to produce these videos for us today, and we would love to show their hard work to you all. We would also like to thank our advisor, Ginang Jacqueline Lapid, for putting together Culture Night. Without Ginang Lapid, none of this would have been possible, and we would love to thank her for all the time and effort she put into organizing Culture Night.
Hi to all Mira Mesa School's Filipino class students. Enjoy and congratulations to your Culture Night. Ingat kayo lagi-lagi.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Carreon, and this is my project for Filipino Culture Night as well as Filipino 3-4. So, let's just jump right into it. To be honest, I didn't want to draw at first, so I drew what first came to mind when I thought of the Philippines, which is surprisingly this character from the show I watched, Steven Universe. His name is Lars, who is of Filipino descent. I chose to prominently show his relation or to elaborate on Filipino culture by drawing him carrying an ube roll in which he bakes in one of the episodes. A little fun fact, I wanted to bake an ube roll for my project, but since I didn't have much experience in baking, I drew the dessert instead. Anyways, as you saw in the beginning, I used a marionette to offer him a pose, and I referenced an expression off screen in order to fit his personality. Once I colored Lars in, I was a bit shocked at how almost similar he looked to the actual artwork. Around the end, even if it wasn't part of the episode, I decided to draw oven mitts as a little detail to show he baked the Filipino dessert. The next idea that came to mind was the Philippines and country humans. I recently got interested in country humans, so considering I had this Filipino project, why not have them added in? continue on, as you can see on the top right corner, there's this blurred photo of someone posing. Yeah, that's me. The marionette is limited in its capabilities or movements, so I posed instead, as well as providing an expression that's unviewable to you. Furthermore, there are many designs for the human representing the Philippines, but I found the image on the middle right favorable, as it had a scarf as well as partially showing the familiar 8-ray sun. Speaking of the sun, I took my time and focused drawing it both on their face and jacket instead of rushing through it, which is evident as I forgot to draw their right eye because of it, as I recently learned from my Filipino class of how important it is through its symbolism, which are the rays representing the 8 provinces. Even if the drawing doesn't show the full 8-rayed sun, it's still one of the symbols I'm interested in and in showing. At this point, I decided that all of my drawings represent my familiarity with the Philippines. Thus, I drew Jollibee, a Filipino restaurant, since I grew up with it during my childhood, and now it has returned here in which I still eat there from time to time. Next is Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. I've learned much of his honorable life throughout my years in taking Filipino as my class. Summarizing his role, he played a part in rebelling against Spain's colonization upon the Philippines during the 19th century through his writings, and was executed for it by a firing squad. Anyways, continuing on to discussing the drawing, I wanted to work on facial details for my progression in my artistic hobby, but it seems that at the beginning I made him look unfriendly or unmotivated through his sluggish eyes and wrinkles. Thus, I had to open his eyes more and protrude the top of his eyes, as it gets rid of the visual idea of energy being drained from such eyes. Unfortunately, drawing realistic humans isn't my strength, as there's much detail needed to be placed in order to offer that realistic look. So I tried my best through fixing his shape, adding hairlines, minimizing the intensity of his wrinkles, and more. Well, at least Jose Rizal looks better than several of my previous attempts at drawing realistic humans. Continuing on, I'm really interested in fish, and wouldn't you know it, I've encountered some Filipino fish in my life, most prominently the tilapia and milkfish. I've eaten tilapia from my childhood, as well as encountered it within this video game I played, Animal Crossing New Horizons. The tilapia from the game can be seen on the upper right hand corner, which I used as reference to draw the creature. The creatures within the video game seemed almost realistic to their actual counterparts, so I thought it would be a clear reference. For the milkfish, I've only eaten it recently, as I was picky back then with food, and saw it pop up from this novel I read titled When the Elephant Stands, which takes place in the Philippines during World War II. It was Mang Minno's daughter's favorite fish to eat, and it caught my attention, considering my fascination with fish and my somewhat prior knowledge about the milkfish. The scene may have led me to continuing consuming the fish in real life as well. I wanted to draw a banana tree for this next drawing at first, as I knew banana leaves were used in Filipino culture, such as through boodle fights, which I experienced in my childhood, and because I adore natural plants. However, I thought it would be plain without some other figure within such a drawing. I searched online about Filipino plants and learned of the Philippines' national flower, Sampaguita. I admired its natural structure and coloring. Thus, I drew it alongside the banana tree and fell in love with both of their shapes and structures, as it followed the idea of representing something natural. This is the final artwork in which every piece will be combined together. I wanted a major centerpiece, so I thought of drawing the Philippines itself. And yes, I may have traced it, but I would have been unsatisfied with copying a realistic geographic location with noticeable inaccuracies. Continuing on, I chose the colors for the background from the top of my head, which are the colors from the Philippines flag, gold or yellow serving as the line drawn around the Philippines, and the rest of the colors were drawn in to somewhat resemble the flag. The final artwork was then topped with airbrushing to make the artworks pop out, as well as the words Filipino Culture Night hovering over the middle in order to finish the piece. Thank you for watching, bye!
Hi, I'm Dela Rosa, and this is the history of the Philippines in 5 minutes. The biggest misconception is that the Philippines only started when the Spaniards claimed it in 1521, but its history dates back to 1000 BCE, with the Southwind culture creating the recognizable irrigation systems, or rice terraces made from hills. Over time, Malays from present-day Malaysia and Indonesia began fleeing from the Srivijaya Empire and began populating the Philippines. These people formed barangays, which were led by a datu and were all unified under a raja. This whole system established the first bayan, which consists of several different ethnic groups. The earliest barangays include the Ifugao in Luzon, being the longest-lasting tribe from 500 BCE to 1601 CE. The Mai from 971 BCE to 1339 CE, who had relations with the Song dynasty in China. The Rajanate of Cebu from 1200 BCE to 1565 CE, led by a southern Indian dynasty, the Rajanate of Butuan from 1001 CE to 1521 CE, who used gold as currency, the Tondo, who raided the southern Chinese coast despite having trade relations, the Kabaloan Kingdom from 1406 CE to 1576 CE, who had a hostile relationship with the Tondo, the Sultanate of Maguindano, which were led by Muslim sultans, a different system of government, and had Dutch relations, and lastly, the Rajanate of Manila in the early 1500s, who was a strong competitor of the Tondo. The mix of ethnicities and cultures created a multilingual society, which later developed into hundreds of dialects spoken today in the Philippines. The earliest written record of the Philippines is the Laguna copper plate inscription. Created around 900 CE, it contained elements of Sanskrit, Malay, and Javanese. The Philippines had its system and way of life, but it all changed when Spanish conqueror Ferdinand Magellan accidentally found the Philippines on his first expedition to find alternative routes to the east. He sent 5 more expeditions and eventually conquered the native barangays, naming the over 7,000 island territory Las Islas Filipinas, in honor of Spanish King Philip II. Under new Spanish rule, they burned down civilizations, renamed the Rajanate of Manila to Manila, and changed native surnames into Spanish ones, with the book Alfabetico de Apellidos. The natives' Malaysian and Indian roots began to fade when the primary language changed to Spanish and again to English during the 7 Years' War and the Battle of Manila, which made Britain the ruler of Las Islas Filipinas. Britain then gave Las Islas Filipinas back to Spain following a signed treaty to end their wars, but soon Las Islas Filipinas became American territory after the Spanish-American War in 1898, and then an American Commonwealth on November 15, 1935. Las Islas Filipinas was then invaded and occupied by the Japanese 10 hours after they bombed Pearl Harbor in Hawaii during the Second World War, but it soon returned to American control after it ended. Las Islas Filipinas became a republic when they formally gained independence from the United States and renamed themselves the Philippines. The Philippines later became a dictatorship under Ferdinand Marcos, who sent the Philippines economy into a historic recession. To avoid military confrontation in Manila, he and his family fled to Hawaii, and he died on September 28, 1989, due to cardiac arrest. Corazon Aquino replaced him in 1986, being the first female president of the Philippines. Then Fidel Ramos in 1992, Joseph Estrada in 1998, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in 2001, Benigno Aquino III in 2010, who was the son of Corazon Aquino, and finally Rodrigo Duterte, who took office in 2016 and is the current president of the Philippines today. That is the history of the Philippines in 5 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
Hi everyone! Ako po si Aubreyanna Caraig, and while me and my partner Angela Bautista were thinking of what to do for our project, napansin namin na hindi pa kami madalas nakakakita ng cake na may flag ng Pilipinas. Kaya nagkameron kami ng idea na ganito ang gagawin namin. Sana po mag-enjoy kayo and happy culture night!
Hi everyone! Ako po si Angela Bautista at ito po ang project namin ni Aubreyanna Caraig.
Maliwanag pa sa araw, ang liwanag ko'y ikaw.
Ang mabihag ng iyong mga bisig, tanging kaligayahan ko dilig, handang mag-alay sa ngalan ng pag-ibig. Wala nang mas malinaw, ang liwanag ko'y ikaw. Kaya huwag nang ipagkait ang bulong ko sa langit. Ang tayo'y maglaya, lumipad kahit saglit. Ikaw ang ilaw sa kamandali, hindi na tayo matatakot sa dilim. Dahil iba ang dala ng pag-ibig mo, liwanag sa buong mundo. Shine, Pilipinas, shine. 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 Tunawin man ng init ng panahon, ang puso kong hangal lang ay amon. Di susuko, ano man ang hamon. Sa dilim, lumilitaw, ang liwanag ko'y ikaw. Ikaw ang
Ang concept po ng aming project ay isang Filipino flag sa taas at sa gitna naman ay isang attempted na paglubog ng araw na makikita sa Pilipinas at sa pinakababa naman po ay sprinkles na nagre-represent ng shine ng Pilipinas kahit na medyo magulo sa ating bansa ngayon. Sana po nag-enjoy kayo at happy culture night!
I'm filming, by the way. What's it? Guys, she's dying. She said she's about to. Oh my god, my food. She said this is poison. I don't know. That's true. The sauce.
You have to clean up.
I am the filmer. Oh, he loves hot dog. Zoom. There's. What the heck is this?
Hello! Ako po si Billie Bote. Ngayon, kakantahin ko ang isa sa aking mga paboritong kanta, Tagpuan ni Moira de la Torre. Ang kanta na ito ay tungkol sa isang tao na pumupunta kay God na may mga panalangin na puno ng mga reklamo at umaabot ito sa puntong pinalayo nila ang kanilang sarili kay God dahil sa tingin nila hindi naririnig ang kanilang mga dasal. Hanggang sa nakilala nila ang isang tao na pinalapit sila kay God, isang tao na sumagot sa kanilang mga bakit. Ang mora ng kanta ay, kung ang iyong mga panalangin ay laging puno ng mga reklamo, nalilimutan mo na mayroong mga tao, kahit isang tao lang, na nagdadarasal para sa iyo. So let's get started!
hindi di mapaliwanag ang nangyari sa akin. Saksi ang lahat ng tala sa iyong panalangin. Paano nasagot lahat ng bagay? Di makapaniwala sa nangyari. Paano man dahil tamang tadhana? Nung nakita kita sa tagpuan ni Bautista, may ginang sa mata na di maintindihan. Tumingin kung saan, sinubukan kong lumisan. At tumigil ang mundo nung ako'y puro at hindi ka lumayo nung ako'y yung sumasako at nagbago ang mundo nung ako'y yung pinaglaban mo. At tumigil ang mundo nung ako'y pinili mo. Siya ang panalangin ko.
Nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kita pagkat nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kitang tapat. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Oh, 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 na nasa'yo na ang lahat. Oh, 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 na nasa'yo na ang lahat. Lahat na mismo nasa'yo. Ang ganda, ang bait, ang talino, inggit lahat sila sa'yo. Kahit pa itapat mang kanino. Kaya nung lumapit ka sa'kin ay bigla akong nahilo. Hindi akalaing sabihin mong ako na yon ang hinahanap mo. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kita pagkat nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kitang tapat. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Oh, 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 na nasa'yo na ang lahat. Oh, 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 na nasa'yo na ang lahat. Kinikilig pa rin ako, ang sarap magmahal pag panalo. Nag-iisa sa puso ko, di kaya di na ba magbabago. Ako ang pinili sa dami ng ibang nirereto. Hindi akalaing sabihin mong ako na lang ang kulang sa iyo. Oh, nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kita pagkat Nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kitang tapat. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kita pagkat nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, minamahal kitang tapat. Nasa'yo na ang lahat, pati ang puso ko. Oh, 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 na nasa'yo na ang lahat. Oh, 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 na nasa'yo na ang lahat. Nasa'yo na ang lahat.
Hey guys, my name is Nathaniel and for our Culture Night project by me, Brian, Josh, and Sai, we're going to be interviewing our moms about how life is like in the Philippines. So since you grew up in the Philippines, how is it like living there?
Oh, it's fun. Fun and exciting. We got a lot of things to do, outdoor activities, playing outside.
It's nice because all of my friends are there, my relatives, and I like it there because the weather is nice and you have a lot of places to go.
Okay, living in the Philippines is hard. Live in the Philippines, but we're happy in the Philippines, even though if you didn't get it what you want. So we're still happy.
My life was remarkably happy. Had a lot of family. We had a lot of parties, which involved a lot of good food, a lot of laughter and music, a lot of dancing, very colorful, vibrant memories from my childhood.
So what did you guys do in your free time?
During our free time, of course, aside from going to church every Sunday, we go to the park, we play, we eat out, and watch movie. And of course, we need to make it sure that we do household chores after.
We play with my friends, with jump rope, and we hang out in video bar. And then sometimes we go buy some street foods. And then we hang out at the park.
Oh, what we gonna do in free time? We'll go our neighbor, chatting, eating, a lot of fun. Just like, doing something the old play Filipino games.
In our free time, we did all the things that interested us, whether it was shopping, singing, dancing, braiding each other's hair, going to the beach. We did anything and everything, but a lot of it was centered around delicious food, and always had a lot of cousins around me, so it was very happy.
So now that you live in America, do you think it would be better growing up here or still in the Philippines?
Depends. It depends of money-wise, education-wise. It's better to grow up here education-wise because you get a lot of resources, even though you don't have a lot of, much money. So education-wise, it's better to grow up here.
Here in America, you have a better opportunity and have a better stable job and better future.
For me, it's like a lot of better here. As long as you hard work, you can buy whatever you want. But in the Philippines, it's hard to find, even if you're like graduated in college, you can hard to find a job.
I've been living in America for over 30 years now, and so I can't say for sure that it's better. I can say that the opportunity to live in the Philippines makes my current experiences much more meaningful and valuable to me. I'm very fortunate to have that, those memories and the opportunities to enjoy what the Philippines has to offer, I really would recommend that you visit the Philippines and see firsthand so that you might be enriched as well.
Hi, my name is Giselle, and in this video I'm going to be making pandesal. I started off with some warm water and mixed in some sugar and yeast. I then set it off to the side to rest for 10 minutes. In the meantime, I melted some butter in a pot with milk on low heat, making sure the milk didn't boil. I then combined the butter and milk mixture with more sugar and some salt. I then added in the yeast mixture, which would have bloomed and gotten all bubbly, which indicates the yeast is active. Next, I began to mix in the flour a half cup at a time, and this is going to take a while. So if you didn't already know, pandesal is a Filipino bread roll that is usually eaten as a breakfast food. It was introduced to Filipinos by the Spanish. In Spanish, pandesal translates to bread from salt, though the bread itself is actually on the sweeter side. It can be eaten by itself with coffee or hot chocolate, or with palaman or spread, such as peanut butter and cheese spread. Now that all the flour is combined, I then proceeded to knead the dough, then put it in an oiled bowl and covered it up with a clean towel. After an hour, the dough should have risen, and here I cut it up into, I believe, 36 pieces and shaped those pieces into balls. I wanted the pandesal to come out smaller, so instead of doing 20 like the recipe I followed said to do, I ended up with 36 pieces. Next, I rolled the pandesals in breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs I used were not as fine as they typically are, and I should have crushed them up more, but it ended up being okay in the end. Also, this should be done while the outside of the dough is still a bit wet, and my dough kinda dried up on the outside, so I made it into a ball again before coating them so that they would actually be able to stick. Once that's done, I oiled and lined 3 pans with parchment paper, put all the individual pieces of bread into the pans, covered them up again, and allowed them to rest for another hour. Once that was done, it was time to finally bake the pandesal. After about 20 minutes in the oven and allowing the pandesal to cool down a bit, it was finally ready to eat. I was surprised. It turned out so much better than I thought it was going to, since it was my first time making it, and I'm definitely looking forward to making it again someday. Thank you for watching. Salamat po. Bye!
Dating back 4,000 years ago was the birth of music. Ever since, it's been a useful tool that can emphasize your relatability, help elevate the mood, and even reduce stress. But yet, it can lead to negative effects. Even though there are the pros and cons, it still has dramatically influenced our society emotionally, culturally, and morally, lending the ability to reflect on our world, shifting our perspectives. Then comes the rapid change of diversity in the music industry, where iconic Filipino artists are representing the genres of pop, R&B, and electronic, just to name a few. Some are Haley Steinfeld, who made a breakthrough after performing Flashlight in Pitch Perfect 2. Olivia Rodrigo, who was known for starring the role as Paige in a Disney show called Bizarre Fart. Leah Salonga, who sang for Princess Jasmine in Mulan. Francis Magalona, a well-known rapper. And Bruno Mars, who is known for his blended of different genres, retro quality, and the energy he performs with. After all, they're always captivating their fans with their unique voice, catchy lyrics, melody, and beats. Anyway, I will now be performing 2 songs by one artist.
Ooh, you're so sweet, so tight, I won't bite unless I got the haze. And if you're hungry, girl, I got fillets. Ooh, baby, don't keep me waiting. There's so much love we could be making. I'm talking kissing, cuddling, rose petals in the bathtub. Girl, it's jumping, it's bubbling. I am playing no games. I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited, so gonna get to clapping. Go pop it for a plan, pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a plan, drop it for me. I'll rent a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi. You got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now. Jump in the Cadillac. Girl, let's put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry champagne on us. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like.
Hi mga kaibigan, ako ay si Allison.
Ako ay si Shayne. Ako ay si Aliah.
At magluluto kami ng pork adobo.
adobo, and now we're gonna try it.
Sa pamilyang iyong tanlungan.
from Mira Mesa High School, Filipino class 3-4 with our teacher Ginang Lapid. And today we'll be making suman for our project. Woo! Let's get started! Yeah!
First, you cut the banana leaves into even squares, then you wipe them with a wet paper towel on both sides and dry them.
Ooh, look at that slow-mo.
Next, pour 6 cups of sweet rice into your bowl.
And then you're gonna wash your rice thoroughly, at least twice. Maybe even plain the water a bit.
Now, open your cans of coconut milk and pour them into your pan at high heat.
And now you can add your salt. And your 2 cups of sugar. Make sure to also stir while you're adding it in so it doesn't get stuck to the bottom.
Mix everything inside the bowl until it all dissolves. And then you can add in your recently washed sweet rice. And then you can wait for it to start bubbling on top.
It took a while to boil, so we had Gordon Ramsay on. Dang, pop off, bro.
Oh hey, it's just up.
Okay.
Alright guys, time to know why you shouldn't skip R&D. Once the mixture starts boiling, just mix and fold with a spoon until it becomes sticky.
We recommend taking turns stirring because it should turn into cement. We also recommend fanning them.
No!
And if you're doing this alone, make sure to do stretches before the step.
Our suman took about 50 minutes to become thick. Next, spoon all of it into a bowl.
Now it's time to wrap the suman. Make sure your banana leaves don't have any holes or else the suman might burst. If there is a hole, set it aside to use as string to wrap the suman later. Form a sort of rectangle of rice near the bottom end of the leaf and make sure there's excess leaf on both sides.
Next, fold the rice part into the leaf like how you would roll a sushi. Then, you fold over the sides and wrap it with either string or strips of spare banana leaves. It doesn't have to look super nice, but you can make it fancy if you want. Make sure to double knot it so it won't open when you steam them. Tie it tight enough, but not too tight.
We had more mixture than we thought, so we had to cut and clean more leaves. With your wrapped suman, place them into a bowl to be steamed. This is how your suman should look.
Next, pour water to half of the bowl and steam it for an hour. Your suman should be done. Use tongs to fish them out and onto a plate.
Wait a while for them to cool down. We didn't, so a few fingers were harmed in the making of this video. Man, I think we did good. Yeah. I just ate a donut, so I'm not hungry. You still eat some. Put a lot on it for Megan.
That's fine, Megan. That's fine if you like dip.
Megan, that's for you.
Megan, it tastes good. Megan, it tastes good.
Wow, delicious.
You're welcome,
tasty.
Megan. That's just for you.
I can taste it.
Wow. Megan, that's your fork. Here.
Congratulations! You know how to make suman now!
Nag-iisang bituin sa kalan.
My name is Harvey Campbell at kakantahin ko po is Bakit Ba Ikaw by Michael Pangini. Mula ng aking masinayan, tinataglay mong kagandahan. Di na maawat ang puso, sa'yo ay magmahal. Laman ka ng puso't isipan, di na kita maiiwasan. Pag-ibig ko sana'y pagbigyan. Bakit ba ikaw ang naiisip ko at di na mawala-wala pa? Kahit na alam ko na ang puso mo ay may mahal na nga iba. Ayaw ng paawat ng aking damdamin. Tunay na mahal ka na, sana'y hayaan mo ibigin kita. Maghihintay pa rin at aasa. Masaya ka ba pag siya ang kasama? Di mo na ba ako naaalala? Mukha mo ay bakit di ko malimot-limot pa? Laman ka ng puso't isipan, di na kita maiiwasan. Pag-ibig ko sana'y pagbigyan. Bakit ba ikaw ang naiisip ko at di na mawala-wala pa? Kahit na alam ko na ang puso mo ay may mahal na nga iba. Ayaw ng paawat ng aking damdamin. Tunay na mahal ka na, sana'y hayaan mo ibigin kita. Maghihintay pa rin at aasa. Sa pag-ibig mo naman nagmamay-ari na. Ayos ko lang malaman mo na minamahal kita. Bakit ba ikaw na iisip ko at di na mawala-wala pa? Kahit na alam ko na ang puso mo ay may mahal ng iba. Ayaw na paawat ng aking damdamin. Tunay na mahal ka na, sana'y hayaan mo ibigin kita. Maghihintay pa rin at aasahan.
Okay, hi, my name is Rylan, and I am here with my Lola, and she's going to be teaching me how to make banana fritters. So, okay, before we start, Lola, what is these bananas? They look really different. Like the bananas I eat, they're long and they're slim. What?
Oh, this banana we use it for cooking, and the other banana is for the dessert that most Americans know.
Oh, well, is it just a physical difference, or is it like do they taste different?
That one is a little bit sweet.
Oh, so it's sweeter. So it's
Sweeter.
it's more.
This one, if it's ripe enough, it is also sweet. But we never eat it like the way it is. We use this for cooking.
Okay. Okay. So then, what is this? This is like.
And this is the wrapper that we buy in Filipino store to wrap the banana.
What is it made out of? Is it like? It's just like.
It's made out of flour and process my flour.
And then there's also this. What is this? This like this.
Oh, that's flour in a small amount of water to seal.
Oh, to
the
seal the sides. Oh, all right,
Okay.
all right. And then of course we have sugar.
Yeah.
That's to make it taste better. Right?
Yeah, to
I
make
love
it,
sugar.
you know.
Okay, so what's the first step, Lola?
Okay, first, I have to peel the banana.
Okay. Oh, it does look kind of different from a normal banana. It's a lot more yellow.
And then we can then cut it in three. It depends if you wanna cut it in half only or two. It's okay, but
Well, how many of these banana fruits can you make out of just one of these? Like how many?
Three.
You can make 3, so each separate thing is for its own thing. Like each separate cut is for its own.
for one wrapper.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay, so what do we do?
Now
after
we
this?
now we have 3 pieces of one banana. We cut it in 3 pieces. Then
I love it.
and then
Pay attention, boy. Yeah, I'm okay. And then after those, I'll
Hey,
make
look
it all
at-
on my own.
look,
I have
see?
good memory.
then place it like that, and then
Oh, so it's just banana. There's nothing else.
yeah. Then
Oh.
just put a little sugar.
I like it. Is
Okay.
this eaten as like a meal or is it kind of a
No,
snack?
it's like a snack.
Oh,
Okay, and then fold it like this, and then fold at the side,
oh, it's kind of like making a spring rolls.
and then turn like that, and then sealed it, and then voila!
That's it.
This-
Wow, that's really. Oh, I want to try this. Now.
This is ready to fry.
Oh, you fry. Oh, yeah, I got.
Okay,
this.
now
I'm
you
seeing
can
it. I got
you
this.
can
This. I'm a professional chef, right? Is that good? Okay. So then we just take the banana, right, and we put it in the center, right in the center of it.
yeah,
Diagonal.
just like a
Yeah, and then you take a spoon of sugar. I like
yeah,
sugar.
something like that.
Is that too much or is that just that?
Oh, that's a little
Too little?
more.
Okay. Oh, good. I like it. Oh, wow.
No.
That's too much. That's way too much sugar. All right, and then this folding this. I got this. I'm professional.
Make it tight.
Yeah, I'll make it very tight.
Yeah.
Like that. And then go around like that. And then go the other way. Like that.
And then
Oh,
just
and then
tighten it.
oh, yeah. I got it. I'm so good at this, right? And then you take a little bit of this, put it on it,
Yes.
right? And then you just go the
Just like
rest
that.
all the way. I leave a little there.
Yeah.
A little bit there. Oh, I got it.
Now.
Boom! Professional. First try. I'm a professional chef.
Okay.
I can, oh yeah, okay. We're gonna make a lot of these. Yeah. I'm excited because I don't think I'm pretty sure I've had these before. Because I know you've made them. They're Lyra's.
Okay.
Yes. Gotta add the sugar.
Put a little bit more salt.
Yeah. Nice and
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah. Nice and sweet. Perfect. See?
Okay,
I'm
then-
already. Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
then
perfect. Oh, I got this. I got this one. Another one. Over the side. Two. Very
Tight,
tight.
so
yeah.
that it will not be,
Yeah,
open.
messy. Yeah, got it. And then you go like this, and then go 1,
Tighten it,
2,
yeah.
and then put over this, on it, yeah, and then boom, another perfect one. See,
So,
I'm what they call professional.
okay, we're gonna do another 3.
Another 3, okay, I got this.
You already have.
This is already exciting. So yeah, that's just how we make bananas.
Hello, my name is Zachary Verai, and I wrote a poem detailing my experiences as a Filipino who recently moved into America. The title of my poem is Kahit May Nonong Problema. Iniwan natin lahat sa kasiguruhan na makahanap ng mas mabuting kinabukasan, makatakas sa pagsunog ng kaguluhan, makutuklas ang nakakalimutang ilog ng kalayaan. Salamat sa Diyos sa ating pangarap na lumaki pa rin ang ating mga alab. Isundan ng hiling ng tagumpay. Aalis para makabalik sa dating buhay. Makatulong ang hindi makasama. Kumilos na nasa isip ang ating alaala ng ating kasama, ng ating mga pamilya. Ang dilang umalis ay ang ating paniniwala. Ang mahal at tiwala, gawa sa init. Saan man kita ang kahalagahan na tatak sa isip. Nakalimutan lang alagaan ang sarili ko. Pinayagan ang kasala at galit na lumaki sa ulo. Hindi tinatanong kung okay lang tayo. Kinakain ng ating takot na parang hayop. Walang sigurado kung may katapusan. Dinigil buhay natin sa galimgim at kalungkutan. Balik na lang sa nakaraan na wala nang iba. Layong pinuntahan baka sobra na ang pag-iisa. Baka masunog at makalimutan dito ang konting natira sa pagiging Pilipino. Sabi daw na dapat bumalik na tayo. Okay lang ba yan, Mama? Mabilis lang tayo. 1 buwan lang tayo. 1 linggo lang tayo. Pasensya na kung nakukulo na ang aking luha. Pasensya na, ang init pala sa Amerika. Tumatakas pa rin sa kagaluhan. Ang ating alaala pa rin ang nagdidikta. Kundi lang pumasok ng isang salita sa loob na may sinabi lang, tiwala. Na makahanap ng lakas na gumawa ng pagbabago. Ibunyag ating problema at magsabi ng totoo. Para gagaling ang galit at sama sa loob. Linisan ang aking kwarto at buksan ng pinto. Lumabas at maghanap ng sama-sama sa linggo. Maunlad ang halaga at tapang ng buo. Ang katatagan na tunaw sa ating dugo. Habang buhay ay tumutuloy, buhay pa rin ang ating mga apoy. Kung hihinto tayo sa ating bisyo, kung ibahagi natin ang siga ng ating puso. Iniwan lahat ng kasiguruhan para lang sa mas mabuting kinabukasan. Harapin ang pagdurusa para sa kalayaan. Ang kwento ng ating kasaysayan. At kahit may problema, basta't kami ay magkasama. Thanks for listening.
Di mo man lang ba lilingungin? Kanina pa ko napapansin. Hindi ko na alam ang gagawin. Ikaw namang nililigawan, bigla mo pa ko susungitan. Eh di bahala ka.
Hanap ako ng hanap, ikaw iwas ng iwas. Gusto sa'yong yumakap, kaya pakitang gilas. Ba't ganyan mo pa ako kastahan? Tinatanong ka lagi, ang sagot mo basta lang. Oy, oo lang naman ang gusto ko na marinig. Ako na ang bahala lagi sa aking sakilig. Di ba ang dali lang, kaso may mali. Ikaw kasi ayaw pa sa akin na sumama pa uwi. Ikaw bahala, wala tong sisihan. Kaya pasensya ko'y di mo na maiiklian. Paano ubos na at simot sa'yo kakaabang. Alay na din, likod mo lang palagi ang katitigan.
Di mo man lang ba lilingunin? Kanina pa ako nagpapapansin. Hindi ko na alam ang gagawin. Ikaw nang ang nililigawan, bigla mo pa akong susungitan. Eh di bahala. Ano ang kulang? Bakit di kontento sa sinasabi ko na di naman invento? Kasi ang dami ko ng kwento pero para bang walang epekto to. O talaga lamang na iyong sinasadya. Tumabali, wala lahat. Palabasing hindi sapat sa bawat balat ko at hugot habang pinagtatapat. Ang nadarama, parang drama na. Ang sabi mo tahan na, wag lang umasa pa. Kasi marami pa namang iba. Sana nabibiro ka lamang nang di mo pagsisihan. Bakit mo ako sinayang? Sa akin minsan lang ang mabaliw sa niligawan. Ikaw pa ang may ayaw, di ko na yung kasalanan ha. Nasayang forma ko at papangon ako. Nagbago na takbo ng utak ko. Nagtampo na sa'yo kasi ang gaga mo. Akala mo pag-ibig ko'y larula. Lambing ang kailangan ko, wag mo akong sumilan. Di mo man lang ba lilingunin? Kanina pa ako nagpapapansin. Kailangan kong gawin para yung atensyon mo ay limusin. Gusto mo isakay ka pa sa limusin. Nakitin sa bagay na di mo kayang bilhin. Gusto ko rin naman yung kaso nga lang lako ni Kusin. Pero di mo pwedeng itpulin sa akin, di ka mag-uulam ng asin. Ang dami kong naipong mga baka sagutin. Ikaw ang gusto ko kaya puro baka yung dumating. Ako naman yung nandito lagi pero bakit puro pailing? Ako yung dumating ang kaso di ako hiling. Sa hirap at ginawa ay handa kang gustuin. Ang hirap lang sa'yo, hirap ka rin ako ay gustuhin. Baka mamatay akong dilat. Patagal lang patagal ay pahilap ka na ng pahilap. Pahirap ng pahirap, wala na chance ang mailab. Kung ayaw mo di wag. Di mo man lang ba lilingunin? Kanina pa ako nagpapapansin. Hindi ko na alam ang gagawin. Ikaw nang ang nililigawan, bigla mo pa akong susungitan. Eh di bahala ka. Siguro nga masyadong mabilis ang pagyanig ng puso ko para sa puso mo. Siguro nga ako ay makulit, ayaw makinig sa takbo ng isip. Hindi ko maipili, tila ko'y nakalutang nasa langit. Ngunit naluluwa sa iyong mga ngiti. Ako hanggang dito lang tayo, hindi pababayaan ang daan. Di na babalik ka kung umabot tayo hanggang dulo. Kapit lang ng mahigpit, aabutin natin ang mga dala. Tingin ng mga tala, nakikita ko sa iyong mga mata. Tingin ng iyong mga mata, hinahanap ko sa mga tala. Maaaring kailangan
I would like to give a big thank you again to all of the classes for participating in this year's Culture Night. It's amazing how you all were able to coordinate and organize despite not all being in person this year. It takes a lot of hard work and teamwork to do that. My piece of advice for you all is to continue with these language classes, even if you have reached that 2-year language requirement. I have met some of my close friends in these classes, and I think Ginang Lapid does an amazing job of not only teaching the language aspect of these classes, but also the culture aspect in these classes, which is really important. So I highly recommend that you guys continue to the 5-6 level or even to her college class. Another piece of advice I have for you all is to make the most out of these culture nights. I missed my second culture night last year because of the pandemic, and I really wish we could have done it. So I highly recommend that you guys make the most out of it because it is a really fun experience, and it's also a really fun way to promote Filipino culture to your community. Lastly, I would highly recommend for you guys to join the Philam Club. You make a lot of friends, and it is a really fun way to promote Filipino culture to Mira Mesa High School, and you get to organize all of these events such as Namamasko Po and Culture Night. So I look forward to seeing more of you guys in Philam Club next year. So thank you again to all of the classes.
Thank you all so much. With my other co-president, Maui Wabe, our advisor, Mrs. Lapid, and the amazing officers of the club, we would like to thank you all for joining us and watching Mira Mesa High School's annual Philam Club Culture Night.